Welcome to Little Lovers channel. Today we are going to discuss about a summary of a novel called Cat's Eye. It's written by Canadian writer Margaret Atwood. This starts after the Second World War, and themes of the novels are art, science, religions, one, and gender and reality can be seen in the novel. Also, war versus environmental catastrophe. Also, observe and identity and its conflicts. These are some of the main themes. Along with that, time and memory, which hands the protagonist of the novel. So here, Elaine Leslie, the painter, the daughter of entomologist, study of insect. For that sake, she used to travel from place to place along with her parents and brother, because it's a seasonal work, and it ends after the Second World War, and they settled in Toronto. So where this painter recalled her memory, which she grew up there, and her return to the city prompts her to reminisce about her childhood. It's again recalling her childhood. This novel's that lays just memorize her childhood, and again it present. It appears in a present way. So, and Elaine's, which are periodically interrupted for brief interludes of the older Elaine in her ex-husband John's Toronto apartment or walking through the city. Elaine and her family travels for a few months. Again, is a flashback of Toronto during the school year, where Elaine befriends with Carol and Grace. They are the friends, and starts attending the school. Elaine and family travels for a few months in the summer. This is a flashback of Elaine, written as a new girl has moved to the town and joined Elaine's friends group, Cordelia. Cordelia, though she is a good friend and also a good enemy for this Elaine character. And Cordelia here, even though she appears in the beginning of the novel, but at the end of the novel, till the end of the novel, her aura becomes present, and it's become important and the enemy of this protagonist. However, their friendship soon takes a dark turn later, because she is the one who bullying Elaine, which remains throughout her life. They target her self-esteem, observing and criticizing her looks and every decision she makes, until Elaine falls into a state of depression and powerlessness. The only source of hope in her life is a glass cat's eye marble. This is a marble, cat's eye type of a marble, that she keeps in her red purse. She attends church with Grace's family, although with her own family is not religious, and finds faith in God that will soon be tested by the relentless abuse thrown at her by her so-called friends. Too scared to abandon her friends by turning to an adult for support, Elaine remains in this relationship until the bullying escalates to a breaking point. One day, Cordelia throws Elaine hats off a bridge into the frozen river, where the girls are not supposed to wander because of stories of dangerous men who attack women down there. The girls force Elaine to retrieve the hat, but abandon her when she falls into the frozen river water. Elaine has a near-death vision and thinks that she is rescued by a Virgin Mary, a god, and who guides her to safety and helps her to end these toxic relationship. In her high school, Elaine rekindles her friendship with Cordelia. She seems to have forgotten or repressed these childhood traumas, And this time, Elaine has the power in their relationship. She turns Cordelia, who has fallen into depression and does not manage to graduate on time. In fact, Cordelia is sent to a school for delinquent girls, whereas Elaine graduates with excellence in biology and the ambitions to become an artist. The two lose in touch. And later, after the high school, Elaine attends university where she studied art and archaeology, and later additional classes in painting. She starts a secret affair with her art teacher, Joseph Herbick. Then, though he is older and seems at first to have some power to manipulate her, she abandons him with ease in the end, and ultimately she leaves. At the same time, she starts a relationship with John, a fellow art student. When she becomes accidentally pregnant with her daughter Sarah, the two decide to get married. She describes the relationship as toxic and hostile. They have vicious fights where they throw things at each other, and they ultimately divorce. In the midst of the period in the university, Elaine meets with the Cordelia again, this time in a diner. Cordelia chose not to go to university and instead pursue an acting career. She describes her roles in the Shakespearean festival, which this Elaine is invited by her. But it appears that her former power is further waning. They drift out of contact again for a couple of years. Elaine finds Cordelia in mental facility where her parents have had her committed. Cordelia desperately begs Elaine to help her to escape, but she refuses. Elaine sends her later, but it comes back written to sender, implying that Cordelia did manage to escape. This is the last time that Elaine and Cordelia sees each other in person for the rest of the novel. Later, Cordelia hands Elaine throughout the novel as a flashback. Later, Elaine develops a career as a painter, which is slow at first, and she paints objects and people from her childhood, usually in connections to some kind of traumatic and or symbolic memory. She doesn't quite fit into a highly political feminist art scene, but she does try it out. She falls in love with Ben, a much kinder and simpler man, another daughter she had with her, Annie, and seems to build a successful and happy life. She faces tragedies. It means she grows increasingly distant from her brother in adulthood. The later time she sees is at a talk he gives about quantum physics in Toronto. They communicate sporadically through the letters, but she reveals quite suddenly that he ended up dying dramatically in a plane holed up by terrorists who shot him and ended his life prematurely and unexpectedly. Though she is consistently haunted by her tragic memories and infused with strong feelings of guilt and anger, Elaine has to face the reality that she and Cordelia will never have the resolution that she hoped for when she doesn't come to Elaine retrospective. At the end of the novel, Elaine had been shown as a successful and retrospective, had a relatively positive article written about her, and is prepared to return to her husband. However, what the novel reveals is the profound and lasting impact that one's past, particularly traumatic memories, have on one's life. Thank you. Please do subscribe, like, and share.